And we had heavy thunderstorms early, and you can already tell that number 17 is going to become a fan favorite with young and old alike, as he got the nod to begin the season in Houston when the regular campaign gets underway. And welcome to the booth, everyone, at Sun Life Stadium. Dick Stockton, along with our Dolphin legends, Nat Moore and Bob Greasy, and our Lexus Golden Opportunity, of course, focuses on Ryan Tannehill. And Mr. Quarterback, what does it take to be an outstanding quarterback in this league?
Well, I'm excited for Ryan Tannehill. Just watching those pictures, it brings back some great memories. You know, we talk to the coaches, and they all say he's smart and he's confident. But the three things that jumped out at me when he mentioned them were the three things that I have on my list for successful quarterbacks. He said, Coach Philbin said he's very accurate. You got to be accurate to play quarterback. Then he says he makes good decisions. Well, you got to do that at the line of scrimmage. And then the last thing is he's a playmaker, and who else has to make plays other than the quarterback? So I like everything I've heard about him.
And he has to make plays to the wide receivers. But Nat, let's talk about the chemistry involved with the rookie quarterback.
Well, and I think that's so important. And you know, with Ryan playing wide receiver for 3 years, he understands the difficulty of the receivers running routes and the timing, and he can educate and help these young guys understand where he wants them at. You know, it's so important that the quarterback and the receiver are on the same page, because that's how they will succeed. You know, how deep is the route going to be? What do I expect you to do if you come across a linebacker? It's so important that the communication is there, Dick.
And this is the third preseason game, and the most important one, the dress rehearsal, so to speak, and it's against a very tough opponent, the Atlanta Falcons. And Kim Bokamper is down on the field with the head coach, Joe Philbin.
All right, I'm here with Coach Joe Philbin. And Coach, this is the third preseason game. Your starter's going to see extensive time. What do you want to see?
We got to have a fast start. You know, we just talked in the locker room about our guys coming out, establishing the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. We got to tackle much better on defense, and we're going to make some big plays on offense. But it's all about starting fast and controlling both sides of the ball.
Ryan Tannehill is your starting quarterback. He's going to get extensive time. He's got extra snaps at work. What do you expect in his growth over this next 2 weeks?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, all about, you know, decision making, giving ourselves a chance at the line of scrimmage to get into a good play or out of a bad play, and then good discipline on his progressions, his reads, and then ideally accuracy throwing the football.
Touchdowns would be nice.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
All
right, Coach.
Thanks, Cam.
All right. That's Coach Philbin looking for some touchdowns and looking for some big things out of Ryan Tannehill and a fast start from his offense and defense. Let's go back up to the booth and Dick, guys.
All right, Kim, thank you very much. And with tonight's weather update brought to you by Jeep. It's 80 degrees as we get underway. Passing storms, heavy rains early. It's cleared, but we always could get a few more. And that's what we have as we get underway for the start of this game. So it'll be the Falcons, and they will be a test for this Dolphin club on both sides of the ball. And Ryan Tannehill will be going against new coordinators for the Falcons for the defense that they wanted to improve upon and offense. And that's really where you're going to see changes for Atlanta. 10-6 on the year, 0-2 in preseason coming into this game. And the Dolphins, after losing to Tampa Bay and Carolina, are ready to go. The Dolphins have won the toss, and they will receive. They'll get the ball first. And so they're looking for results early on. Matt Bosher will be kicking off for the Falcons. And Marcus Thigpen will go back deep for the Dolphins. And we talked about Thigpen and Wilson Moore about his versatility, and this being one of the places he's effective. We have our replacement officials, as we've had throughout the preseason. Jerry Frump is the referee. So Thigpen is back. Bosher kicking off. And underway, and running it out will be Thigpen from the 5. Thigpen crosses the 20 and gets to the 22-yard line. And so Ryan Tannehill will bring out the Dolphins. And the starting lineups brought to you by Nova Southeastern University. And Tannehill with the touchdown pass in the first game against Tampa Bay and led a pretty impressive 15-play drive the last time. Here is the Dolphins offensive group, and John Jerry will be starting at right guard. Artis Hicks unable to go. This is going to be critical, the right side of the line, which we've talked about. First down from the 22-yard line, and the handoff is to Reggie Bush with a great burst, and Reggie Bush explodes out to the 40, where Thomas Deku makes the tackle and an 18-yard pickup on first down by Bush.
Well, we haven't seen much of the running game in the first 2 preseasons because they wanted to throw the ball a lot because they wanted to look at the quarterbacks and the receivers. So this is what you're going to see a lot of in the next few weeks, getting ready for the regular season.
And a penalty flag is down. Marlon Moore starting at the wide receiver and picks up 1 yard. And it appears to be an offsides penalty against Atlanta.
Offsides on the defense, right defensive end, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
And that's the veteran John Abraham, who's going against Jonathan Martin, the rookie right tackle, and maybe overzealous on that play.
And guys, John Jerry is a guy that we want to take a good hard look at, and he did a nice job on that first play of pushing his guy past the hole.
And a 1st and 5 at the 45. And there's the slant off of the hands of Legadou Nane. Incomplete. And let's bring you up to date on the Atlanta Falcons defense. Mike Nolan is the coordinator, and of course he was very effective here in Miami. And there you see the group that he's going to have. And John Abraham, a great test. Abraham with 112 career sacks going up against the rookie Jonathan Martin. 2nd down and 5. Pressure by Abraham, and he might have gone off sides. And here's Reggie Bush trapped behind the line, and he is cut down by Dante Robinson, a loss of 7 yards, but there's another flag, and the Falcons might have jumped again.
Offsides on the defense, number 56, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I like what I'm seeing here, Nat. Long counts by Tannehill, left side of your screen. The defensive end just jumps offside, and just settle down, settle into the ball game. As far as nice play off the first play, just getting some running yards up the middle.
First down at the 50. Here's Tannehill's pass, and it's incomplete, trying to get to Nane again, and he was well covered by Asante Samuel. So when you talk about receivers, you're looking at separation is a very important factor now.
Well, but right now what you've got is the cornerback sitting down on the route. They know that the ball's coming out in a hurry. Asante Samuels is very good at looking at through the defense into the quarterback and sees the quick set, breaks on the football.
Reggie Bush trapped behind the line by Croy Bierman, and there'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. So the Dolphins starting at the 22, getting the ball to midfield, and then a loss on the play will bring up 3rd down and 15.
Yeah, Bierman and Jake Long, our offensive left tackle, talking a little bit. Bierman just beat him on that play.
4 wide receivers, 3 lined up to the right. Julius Pruitt is in the game as one of the wideouts. Tannehill on the screen pass to Bush, and Bush gets tackled, and it was Samuel with a terrific play, penetrating, unable for the Dolphins to get away. No gain on the play, so it's 4th down, and after picking up a couple of first downs, the first on Reggie Bush's 18-yard run, there'll be a punt. Brandon Fields will be kicking it, and Dominique Franks goes back deep for Atlanta. Good hang time. Franks with the fair catch right at the 15-yard line, and we'll take a break. Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons come up against the #1 Dolphins. Now it's Matt Ryan and the Falcons' turn, and taking a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Nova Southeastern University. And Matt Ryan, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's a great ratio. And looking at the offense, Julio Jones ready to emerge along with Roddy White, 2 dangerous wide receivers. First down from the 15, and the handoff is to Michael Turner. And Turner picks up 4 yards. Koamisi making the tackle as we take a look at the Dolphins defense. Cameron Wake didn't play last week, back in the 4-3, and the only regular starter at linebacker is Koamisi beginning this game. He's made 21 starts in his brief career. And the Dolphins looking for a good start from the defense, hoping they get off the field. 2nd down and 6 at the 19. They go to Turner again. And Turner has tackled Austin Spitler, starting in place of Carlos Dansby. Limits Turner to a gain of 3, bringing up 3rd and short.
This is the 2nd week in a row that Guyton and Spitler have started at linebacker for Burnett and Dansby. I don't think it's any serious injuries. I think they'll be ready to go once the regular season starts.
Vontae Davis comes in as the nickel back. Marshall, though, plays the slot, number 31. 3rd down and 3. And 3 wide receivers line up. Out of the shotgun is Matt Ryan. And his pass almost intercepted by Guyton. Had it in his hands. And a flag is down. Guyton had it right in his hands. But a penalty marker thrown.
Holding on the defense, number 26, 5-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Well, Tyrell Johnson, the number 26, not in the game for the Dolphins. It's on Sean Smith. And holding on Julio Jones. It'll be a 1st down out to the 27.
Yeah, that's a good call.
One of the problems the Dolphins had last year, Bob, is that they had plenty of opportunities to make interceptions, but continually couldn't come down with it.
No interceptions so far in preseason. And here's play action. And the pass incomplete, intended for Tony Gonzalez, the veteran and future Hall of Fame tight end.
I like that play. Good pressure by Cameron Wake on the quarterback when he rolled out. And as the tight end came across the field, good coverage by the safeties.
And Wake was telling us yesterday he watches every snap during the offseason of every game. And he says you can't always judge a season by the number of sacks you have.
He says he grades everything it's either a positive or a negative. There's nothing in between.
2nd down and 10. Here's Turner. He's tough to bring down. And the Dolphins do a pretty good job. It was Koamisi first and Gary Guyton to finish, and a gain of 4. So no interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 sacks. This is a lineup of the Dolphins defense after 2 games. The opponents have converted 41% of 3rd down opportunities. That's a little high, and it's 3rd and 6 now. 6 backs defensively with Nolan Carroll joining Vontae Davis. And here's Matt Ryan. Ryan going underneath to Roddy White, who makes the catch, but he's brought down by Richard Marshall. And he'll have enough for the 1st down, getting out to the 38-yard line. They got 7, and that's all they needed.
That little grouping, a little herd over here on the right side, and it looked like Roddy White could go either way. Now, there was an option. He was the guy in the behind, and he just broke to the outside, and evidently, they were picking the guy that was trying to cover him.
1st down at the 39. You saw Tannehill and Matt Moore. Moore very encouraging. Taking number 2 very well this week. And as you know, backup quarterbacks do see action. It's not like he won't play it all this year. Randy Starks making the tackle on Jacquizz Rodgers. And you know that you need 2 quarterbacks in a season. One rarely goes the distance.
Oh, for sure. Whether it's by injury or whether it's by lack of production, you know, Matt Moore is going to play this year. Hopefully, Tannehill just takes off and plays really well, and we don't need Moore to play that much.
Now it's 2nd and 8. Falcons on their own 41. 6 minutes have gone by in this 1st quarter. White coming closer to the line on the right side. And here's Matt Ryan up the middle, and the pass is caught by Julio Jones. And a 1st down into Dolphin territory to the 41. A gain of 18 yards with Marshall making the play downfield.
Yes, this is just an easy pitch and catch. You got the linebacker that's playing man technique, and corners is playing like he's got help in the middle with the linebacker. They don't get the drop. And Ryan just does a nice job of finding an open receiver, getting the football.
This is a team that's going to the deep ball a lot more than they did in the past under Mike Mularkey, when they just wanted to chew up yards and go down the field and march. Now they have a first down at the 41. Handoff is to Turner. Turner off to the right side and gets to the 35-yard line. And he gets 6 yards. Sean Smith coming up from the secondary to make the stop on Turner.
And Turner is a load. He's about 5'10" and about 250. Gained over, 1,300 yards last year. One of the top running backs in the NFL.
Has a career average of 4.6 yards per carry.
Then you got Roddy White, who caught 100 passes. You get an idea. And then Jones, second down and 4. Here's Turner off the left side, and good defense that time. Good pursuit, led by Gary Guyton, the former New England Patriot. And no gain on the play. Will come up with another third down for Atlanta.
Nice job by Solai and Wake. Audric all stretching that play. The defensive line getting on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, allowing the linebackers to run and make the play.
Mike Smith, who has gone to the playoffs the last 3 years to no avail. This is what the Falcons want to achieve. Vontae Davis is in as an extra back on 3rd and 5 from the 36. Here's Matt Ryan, and he completes the pass, but it's going to be shy of a first down. Harry Douglas makes the tackle about 2.5 yards shy. Vontae Davis with the tackle prevented the first down.
Excellent play by Vontae. Not able to come up and stop the completion, but nice open field tackle, holding him short, making 4th and 2.
And they're going to go for it. The punter not coming in the game as Matt Ryan looking to the sideline, and they're going to bring in a fullback as Gonzalez goes out of the game. So Mike Cox is the fullback, and they're going to try on 4th down and 2 from the Dolphin 33. Jacquizz Rodgers gets the call, and he's not going to make it, and it's Sean Smith. Boy, the secondary making some key plays, preventing the Falcons from getting a shot at a field goal or more.
A great play right there.
And the Dolphins will take over on downs. When we return, no score, 6:10 to go in the first. Go to Dolphins.com/win for your chance to win a commemorative Dolphins hat signed by members of the 1972 Perfect Team. One of them is my partner. That's Dolphins.com/win. Register today. So the Dolphins take over on the 35 after stopping the Falcons on 4th down and 2. Fake end around, and Reggie Bush, he looks like he's in midseason form as Moore makes the tackle after a pickup of 4.
Outstanding one-on-one move by Reggie Bush there in the open field, able to make the defender miss and pick up 4 yards.
And here is the hurry up, and if you're wondering about play selection, 4 runs and 2 passes so far for the Dolphins. 2nd down and 5. Roberto Wallace checking in at wide receiver. And again, they go to Bush. And Bush this time is dropped after a gain of 1.
Yeah, one of the big questions last year when Reggie Bush first came in was, can he run between the tackles? He proved everybody wrong last year, rushing for over 1,000 yards. But he also gives you that explosiveness where if you get him outside or get him in the open field, he could go the distance.
Nene, Devon Bess, and Roberto Wallace are the 3 wide receivers on 3rd down and 4. This is what you want to see from Tannehill, a 3rd down conversion, and he's going to run it, and he's going to make it, and he gets to midfield into Falcon territory, slides like he's done it all his life.
Good slide there, my man.
I think he's been practicing.
And a first down at the 44.
Well, he's a good athlete, so he probably played a little baseball growing up.
16 yards on the scamper by Ryan Tannehill.
And that is a great asset to have in a quarterback's back pocket.
And here's the pitch to Reggie Bush off the left side. And he can't juke the Falcons. He'll be stopped for no gain thanks to Asante Samuel.
All you have to do is avoid the rush, downfield, see a little spark up the gut, slide and first down. That's a big, converts the third down into first down.
Meanwhile, a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. Daniel Thomas has replaced Bush at tailback. And here's Tannehill with time and incomplete. Nane jumping for the ball, but the ball went through him. And a pass incomplete, bringing up 3rd and long.
And guys, as we talk about trying to find that receiver, that go-to guy, this is the 3rd opportunity where Tannehill has tried to go to Legadoo, and he hasn't been able to come down with the catch.
So Tannehill still looking for his first completion of the game, 0 for 4, has 3rd down and 12 from the 46 of Atlanta. Here comes pressure up the middle, picked up, the pass is intercepted. It might have been tipped, and it was picked off by Thomas Deku, and Deku returns the ball, and a 19-yard return. Sean Weatherspoon, the linebacker, got a hand on the ball, and Deku intercepts the Falcons, get it back. So Dolphins defense will get back out there after the turnover, no score. Well, following the turnover, the Falcons will get the ball back.
Tannehill never sees the linebacker. She's number 56 there, right at the bottom of the screen. Never sees him until the last minute, and then he saw it, and then I think he said, whoa, I got to throw it over that linebacker, and then that brought the safeties behind him into play, and that's how they picked it off.
And that's the first interception thrown. And there's Deku, who's become a fixture in the secondary for the Falcons. So now the Dolphins defense will start. And there's the tip and the pick.
And Bob, what you see Weatherspoon doing is reading the quarterback eyes. He's looking at his receiver. He never sees the linebacker, and of course the linebacker's reading his eyes, and that's how he's able to get in the path of the throw.
So the Falcons will start on the 45, and the last time they had the ball, they went 11 plays, gained 50 yards, and used up over 6 minutes before they were stopped on 4th and 2, and now the defense is back out on the field.
Now what the quarterback should do in that situation, Matt, is you know that you're going to throw it to that crossing route, you should look somewhere else. Don't follow him all the way across, because that linebacker is watching you. Look somewhere else to affect or pull that linebacker out of the stream where you want to throw the football.
Now, what is your thought of the first series offensively for Miami, what you saw?
Well, I like what I saw because they came out, they ran the football. You got Reggie Bush off early. You know, you tried to mix the pass and the run. You know, it still gets down to you got to be able to create some separation as wide receivers so that you can get the ball to
After
them.
further review, the interception stands.
I think they were wondering whether or not he caught it or trapped it.
Now, that's the rule this year that goes into effect, that there will be a review, now not necessarily under the hood on all turnovers.
Well, and I guess the question is, how much does it change or stop the momentum once you get that turnover?
Great question. 1st and 10 at the 45. Turner is the running back, so good field position for Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Play action on 1st down for Ryan. He has time, and he goes underneath to Turner. And Turner skirting the sideline, getting well into Dolphin territory, and picking up 20 yards, knocked out of bounds by the safety, Chris Clemens.
Yeah, this is a tough offense. He looked down deep. He wanted to throw it deep. He was covered. Then he had a crossing route about 20 yards downfield. He wanted to throw that. That guy was covered, and he had enough time and protection to dump it off to Turner, who picked up 15, 20 yards.
Kevin Coyle not pleased with the defense last week. He said we got to tighten it up, and this is a good team to do it. Stepping up and firing, and the pass is incomplete off the hands of Tony Gonzalez, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Falcons on the Dolphin 35. Second time they've been in Miami territory.
Good pass rush there, put a little pressure on him. Good coverage downfield. Matt Ryan is a good quarterback.
Yes, he is, and former Boston College star. has been what the Falcons hope will be the franchise signal call. Here is Turner on 2nd and 10, and he can break tackles. Meese grabs him from behind. Justin Spindler actually making the tackle at the 30, and that will bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Falcons.
I did Matt Ryan's game, one of his games up at Boston College, and he reminded me, one of the things that he did reminded me a lot of Dan Marino. This kid was in college, and he reminded me of Marino, and the thing he did was, whenever he got pressure, he wouldn't take a sack. He always got rid of the football, and Dan was always good at not taking a sack and getting rid of it, and this kid, Matt Ryan, was good at that as well in college.
Olivier Vernon replaces Jared Odrick as a pass rusher. Vontae Davis in as an extra back, and there is Matt Ryan, and he slides and is stopped short of the 1st down. Jason Trusnick was right in his eyesight, picking up 3 yards, so it'll be 4th and 2. This time Mike Smith is going to send his field goal team on.
You noticed that time as Ryan broke the line of scrimmage, he realized he didn't have enough for the 1st down, but I think I better get down.
Yeah. A partner called it a slide. I don't know if that was a slide or a fall down.
Matt Bryant with the 45-yard attempt, looking to put the Falcons in front. And Bryant's kick is good, and the Falcons capitalize on the interception by Deku. 45-yard field goal, 3-0 with 2:02 left in the opening quarter. Lead on the field goal by Bryant. They went 4 plays, 32 yards, took 2 minutes to do it, and now Matt Bosher will kick off to Marcus Thigpen. And Ryan Tannehill going against with the first team, going against the Atlanta Falcons ones. They've been running the ball effectively, and they've had a couple of 3rd down opportunities. 2 good runs by Bush and by Tannehill himself. Thigpen at the through. And stopped shy of the 20-yard line. We'll take another break. Ryan Tannehill will come out again to lead the Dolphins when we come back.
Where the Miami Dolphins trail the Atlanta Falcons 3-0. It is time for Chrysler News and Notes around the NFL. We get started with Colts owner Robert Irsay back on his Twitter account this week saying, hey, got a big trade coming your way, but he wouldn't say who it was and when it was going to happen, so stay tuned on that. And also the Pittsburgh Steelers say goodbye to their special teams coach, Al Everest. 2 weeks before the opener, they fire the special teams coach. When asked why, they said, well, let's just call it professional differences. One way or another, each didn't like the other, and they were on their own separate roads now. Let's go back to the booth.
And a good road run by Daniel Thomas on 1st down, picking up 9 yards. Stephen Nicholas making the tackle. Good run by Thomas, who scored the touchdown from 1 yard out, capping the big drive last week against Carolina. And there's the quick out to Legadou Nane, and Nane will get the 1st down out to the 35, and a good 6.5-yard pickup there.
Good job by the offensive line, and the running game starting to create some seams, some holes for these backs to run through.
John Jerry, the right guard, is blocking his brother in the defensive line for the Atlanta Falcons.
1st down, and there is the pass incomplete, intended for Nane. Downfield, thrown a little bit behind him. So far, play selection, there have been 8 runs and 7 passes. A big change, as Nat Moore mentioned, only 27 runs, 108 passes in the first 2 games. 2nd and 10, 4 wide receivers. The quick toss and an incomplete. That was a drop by Fasano, perhaps, as the Dolphins still have not completed a pass.
Yeah, those are passes that are just, those are no-brainers. I mean, wide open, it's like pitch and catch.
Just got to make sure the catch before you try and turn and run. I think that's what Anthony got caught with that time.
Legadou Nane, Devon Bess, and Marlon Moore are the 3 wide receivers in there now on 3rd down and 10. And this one is caught by Devon Bess. And he is down by contact, and he'll have enough for the first down to the 46-yard line. Gained 11 yards. Nothing new there, guys.
You get the first pass he's thrown to Best tonight?
No, that's the second one, but that time, nice job of keeping his concentration as Robinson went flying by, trying to get the interception.
And that is the fourth first down of this first quarter. And here's Tannehill looking to get in rhythm. And another completed pass to Devon Best. And Best, with a little extra effort after Nicholas, the linebacker, hit him, gets inside the 30-yard line, a pickup of 28. It'll be first down at the 29 of Atlanta.
And guys, it looks like Devon Best is covered, but he goes up and takes the ball away from the defender.
Yeah. Asked Tannehill last week his favorite receivers, and Best was right up there at the top, and then Legadou Dane was second.
Best goes out, and Jaworski Lane, the fullback, comes in. Here's a rollout being chased, and this one is caught by Jaworski Lane. And Lane, the fullback, will be close to another first down. And that will be the last play of the first quarter, and this brings a rise from the crowd. Gain of 10 yards, and it appears to be a first down. We'll wait and see. That's the end of the first, 3-0 Atlanta. And we start the second quarter here at Sun Life Stadium. Dick Stockton along with Nat Moore and Bob Greasy. Last three plays, an 11-yard pass to Devon Best and a 25-yarder to Best, and then Lane, the rookie fullback, getting 10 yards. So it's a first down at the 19 as we start the second quarter. This is the best rhythm we've seen Tannehill in since he's been named the coach. And there is a run by Daniel Thomas. Thomas hard running inside and close to another first down, maybe short by a half a yard.
Well, guys, if you remember last week, I asked the question as a wide receiver, how do you impress the coach? That time they got the check off. Marlon Moore shifted a little closer to the line of scrimmage and really affected the safety as he tried to come up and make the tackle.
See, running keeps the defense off the quarterback. They haven't run much, but they are today. Here's Thomas again, first down, and Thomas getting to about the 8-yard line. So an effective running game, and they said they knew what they had there, but it kind of keeps things honest for the rookie quarterback.
The offensive line, John Jerry doing a nice job of blocking.
So first and goal at the 8, Devon Best checking back in.
Daniel Thomas a little bit bigger back than Reggie Bush. A little more power up inside.
And an official timeout has been called. We'll take a break. Thomas and Bush both looking good in the early going for Joe Philbin's Dolphins. /win for your chance to win a commemorative Dolphins hat signed by members of the 1972 Perfect Team. That's dolphins.com/win. Register today.
Those are some nice hats too.
And you signed one of them.
Sure
First and goal at the 8. Jonathan Martin lost the shoe and he remains in the game. And here's Tannehill with time, and the pass intended for Marlon Moore. So member of the 72 undefeated team with his classic signature signing the peak right there.
That's a nice hat. You know, some of these hats are kind of on the cheaper side. This is a nice hat. Tried to take one with me, but they didn't.
Well, I think you did. I think you put it in your bag. Second and goal at the 8. Jaworski Lane comes in for Best. And here's Daniel Thomas hurtling over inside the 5-yard line.
Ball comes out.
And the ball is loose, and down by contact was Thomas by Brent Grimes, but he got 4 yards, and it'll be third and goal.
Here's another look at it. Penetration into the backfield. Nice job bouncing outside. He tries to go up and over. Ball comes out, but nice job of getting back on. Here's another look as he goes up over Grimes. Ball comes out as he hits the ground.
Lane made a good block initially. Now Devon Best is back in on third down and goal from the 4. Tannehill fires, drops. Looked like that Anthony Fasano had made the catch over the goal line for the touchdown. and did not hold on, it appeared. We'll take another look at the play. So 4th and goal coming up.
That ball got on top of him pretty quick. There was some coverage around him. It took him a little longer to get open, and the ball was right there as soon as he turned.
Dan Carpenter with a 23-yard field goal attempt to try to tie the game. And Carpenter's kick is good, and we're tied. Well, in the first 2 games of preseason, the Dolphins were outscored 24-0 in the first quarter. It's 3-3 here early in the second. And the scoring drive brought to you by Audi. It went 12 plays, 78 yards, and capped by the 23-yard field goal.
That drive, Dick, started on the Dolphin 18-yard line. So a nice drive by the offense of the Dolphins.
Jacquizz Rodgers will down it in the end zone, and the Falcons will start from the 20.
Daniel Thomas, a little bit bigger back than Reggie Bush, a little bit more power. Second year of doing this, he looks like he feels a lot more comfortable running the ball in that backfield.
4 carries, 25 yards in this game.
And guys, what I like about that is the offensive line coming off the ball, knocking people back, creating those seams for the backs to run through.
Olivier Vernon, the rookie from Miami, 3rd-round pick, replacing Cameron Wake at defensive end. First down at the 20 for the Falcons, showing blitz and coming, putting pressure on Matt Ryan, who gets rid of it, and the pass is incomplete. And there you saw the linebacker downfield, Gary Guyton, in pass coverage.
That's just good defensive play. They had a blitz on. Normally, when you have a blitz on and you don't get him, you're gonna, and the quarterback throws it, you're gonna have a completion downfield.
Flag.
Defensive pass interference, number 31. Be an automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Richard Marshall will give the Falcons, with the penalty, an automatic first down at the 40.
And guys, I'd like to see this again, because once the ball is deflected, it's all bets are off. Here's another look at it. Ball's deflected, and that throws off the timing, which it makes it look like you interfere.
Well, you're right.
So a first down for the Falcons on the 40. 2 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Matt Ryan going outside to Douglas, and Douglas picking up 10 yards. Sean Smith on the coverage, and a first down for Atlanta.
And that's the second opportunity where the Dolphins have had a chance to come away with an interception, and each time the ball is deflected and they get the penalty call.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Drive started from the 20. They're up to midfield now, the Falcons are. Short drop, pass caught by Julio Jones, and Jones picking up a good chunk of yards, getting to the 32 of the Dolphins, getting 19 yards. Chris Clemens making the play.
Again, the Falcons have that little, whatever you want to call it, posse, where 3 wide receivers line up really close, and then they all could go any direction.
First down at the 32. Matt Ryan identified. Covered by Vontae Davis, who did a good job staying with Jones.
Yeah, Vontae is in great position, but this is just a perfectly thrown football where either Julio Jones comes down with it or no one. He lays out, just not able to maintain possession. Ball comes out. A little push off there at that time by Jones.
Yeah. It looked like he pushed off of the defensive back, and he got some momentum going toward the ball.
Second down and 10. And here's Ryan. And on the shallow cross to Douglas, breaking a tackle by Marshall and gets extra yards. He'll be short of the first down by a couple. Rashad Jones pushed him out of bounds. So Richard Marshall unable to get to Douglas, who picked up extra yards. Well, David Bernard and the CBS 4 Storm team continue to track Isaac for the latest on where the Storm is headed. Keep it on CBS 4, your official home of the Miami Dolphins. 3rd down and 1. See if the Dolphin defense can stop Matt Ryan again. Here's Ryan. Intercepted.
There's a flag there.
Vontae Davis. Flag is down at the 10-yard line, and Vontae Davis is going to carry it all the way.
He's going to carry it all the way back, because I was watching Vontae, and he just pulled the guy out of the way. Oh, boy.
Well, it looks good until they walk back, 85 yards.
Yeah. Unless you saw the whole thing develop, you knew they weren't going to allow that.
But he caught the football.
Yes, he did.
I'm going back to a lot of opportunities, inability to make the catch. That time Vontae is able to make the catch. Last year he had 4 interceptions, but
yep.
Hey, sometimes you got to do things to make the catch.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Defensive pass interference, number 21. Holding on the offense, number 72. Those penalties offset. Replay 3rd down.
All right, Sam Baker, the left tackle, was holding, so instead of an automatic first down for the Falcons, they'll go back to 3rd and 1.
There it goes, second guy in the screen. As you can see, Vontae just holding on. Oh, man.
Harry Douglas, down you go. And hurrying off to get off the field. One of the Dolphins defenders, so 3rd down and 1 again. Jacquizz Rodgers is the tailback. And Ryan stepping up, goes underneath, and the pass is caught at the 20 for the first down by Julio Jones. He was hit immediately, good pattern, and it was Richard Marshall and then Rashad Jones, but it'll be first down for Atlanta just inside the 20.
Atlanta showing a little respect for this Dolphin run defense, 3rd and 2, and they throw the football down there.
Good point.
Ball at the 19 of the Dolphins. Ryan stepping up, and he's going to take off and slide. That is a slide at the 15. So he picks up about 4. 2nd down, and of course this is where the defense last time held Atlanta to a field goal try. They stopped them on 4th and 2 in the first series. Vontae Davis in the game as a nickel back. Jason Trusnick, number 93, in at linebacker as well. 2nd and 7 on the designed rollout, and the pass incomplete. Marshall on the coverage of Julio Jones brings up 3rd down and 7.
Good coverage by the Dolphins secondary. Like I said, this offense of the Falcons is one of the top offense in the league, especially the passing, and the Dolphins doing very well.
And a 3rd down and 7 opportunity. I like the way, even before this 3rd down, both sides have played so far in this half.
Yes.
I know you guys think so too, but let's see if they can stop him on 3rd down and 7. Ryan under pressure, down he goes! And the 3rd sack, Cameron Wake. Well, he may not judge seasons on sacks, but he got to Ryan that time, and good coverage downfield by the secondary.
Yes, good tight coverage.
Great coverage but downfield, but also a nice rush by Jamal Westerman that forced Ryan into Wake as he tried to scramble out.
Loss of 10 and a 44-yard field goal attempt for Matt Bryant. And Bryant with the strong leg, kick is good, and the Falcons take a 6-3 lead, but credit the Dolphin defense, the pass rush, Wake with the sack, the secondary, covering the receivers, holding Atlanta to a field goal. Falcons leading 6-3. 9:15 to go in the second quarter. Cameron Wake with the sack of Matt Ryan, setting up the field goal. And Matt Bosher will be kicking off to Marcus Thigpen. Bosher with the kick and Thigpen at the 2. Marcus Thigpen with a burst. Good return, close to the 30-yard line.
Cameron Wake on the right side of your screen, pushing the offensive tackle, pushing him. Good coverage downfield. Coverage set that up. That's a coverage sack. Wake can take it every time. Smith tied up with his man. Nobody's open. Nobody's open.
So the Dolphins back on offense as Wake, a fixture as a pass rusher, now playing defensive end. Steve Slayton now in at running back, picking up a yard on first down, maybe 2. So we have seen Reggie Bush and Daniel Thomas looking good, and now Steve Slayton. Second down and 8. Marlon Moore is in at wide receiver. He is to the right. Legadou Nane to the top. Tannehill up the middle, and Fasano makes the catch. First down for the Dolphins. Just shy of the 40-yard line, picking up 8 yards. And here is the sugar huddle and the up-tempo offense.
Nice adjustment that time by Ryan Tannehill. He wanted to get the ball out to Nene, and he was covered. Came back to his tight end, Fasano.
And it's the first back through, Jaworski Lane. Lane made a big 10-yard catch in the first quarter, picks up a yard here to the 40. But this is the best rhythm we have seen Tannehill perform in the games he's played.
Yeah, Jaworski Lane was a free agent. He's a rookie free agent from Texas A&M. He played with Tannehill in college. He's a big fullback, 260 pounds.
Play action. Tannehill under huge rush, and the pass incomplete. Looked like he even wanted to throw it away. Marlon Moore was the closest to it. And a good pass rush by Croy Bierman.
Yeah, I think this is what you're seeing. He's throwing this ball away.
Yeah, he realized right now he's got to get rid of it. He just throws it out there, trying to get it past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds.
Third down and 9. They have Devon Bess in at the slot. Tannehill loses the ball, but the Dolphins recover, and Jonathan Martin quickly falls on it after the hit by John Abraham, and a loss of 7 yards. Fourth down, and the Dolphins will kick it away.
This is what you're going to see some of. Before the snap, the linebackers were faking, moving around. Am I going to come? Am I not going to come? That not only confuses the quarterback, but also the offensive line. You got to hold on to the ball when you got hit.
Brandon Fields will punt. Dominique Franks to return for the Falcons. Fair catch called for the 25. So with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half, here at preseason game number 3, a field goal battle. The Falcons lead the Dolphins 6-3.
All right, Dolphins trailing the Atlanta Falcons 6-3. We're at Sun Life Stadium. Time now for our South Florida Honda dealers going the extra mile. They're giving you the player profile. Today we're going to take a look at safety Jimmy Wilson. Last year played cornerback, second year out of Montana. They've moved him inside to the safety position. He's a very tough hitter, very stout tackler. They like to see some of that out on the field. See if he gets in here in the second half. In the second half.
All right, Bo, thank you very much. A false start penalty called against the Falcons.
First down.
So first down and 15. Ball back to the 20.
Remember that, 88, 654.
Most of the Dolphins' first team defense is in there. Olivier Vernon is in there for Cameron Wake, but most of the other starters are in there.
Big question is how much will the first teamers play in the third quarter? First down and 15, play action. Ryan can't find his initial receiver and gets Tony Gonzalez underneath. Tell you what, the Dolphins must be playing terrific coverage downfield now.
They had outstanding coverage. Even that time, Austin Spittler does a phenomenal job. Great job this time by Sean Smith. Got him clamped down. But watch the coverage of Austin Spittler, number 53. He's looking around, and then turns back in, and all of a sudden, just a great job by Tony Gonzalez of knowing how to give the quarterback a target.
Whenever the quarterback is outside the pocket like that, it's very tough to stop a play.
Trusnick for Spittler. Davis in as the nickelback, 2nd and 7. Ryan to Michael Turner. And a good tackle there by Sean Smith. 5-yard gain on that play. Michael Turner, once he gets ahead of steam, very tough to bring down.
A very short, stout guy with tremendous power, but that looked like it had big play potential. Nice job by Sean Smith and Trusnick coming up and stopping the play.
Now a good test, 3rd down and short, 3rd and 2 from the 33. Rodgers replaces Turner in the backfield as the running back.
Here they come.
3rd and 2, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Roddy White, and good coverage by Chris Clemens. So there was a great stop on 3rd and short.
Kevin Coyle sending some defensive backs up inside, put pressure on Ryan, knew he had to throw it quickly, and Smith made the play.
Nice job at scripting the ball out. It was a well-thrown football, but Sean Smith able to reach in there and snatch it out.
From a tough pass receiver in Roddy White. Matt Bosher will be kicking to Marcus Thigpen. The Dolphin defense has awakened without question in this 3rd preseason game. There's a line drive kick. Thigpen with a chance for the return here, and will not get much as he moves it out to the 32. Croy Bierman, the special teams guy, makes the stop. So Ryan Tannehill comes out again, and it'll be first down. Well, tonight's trivia challenge presented by SunTrust. SunTrust. Did you get that? SunTrust.
It's easy for you to say.
I bank with them.
There you go. Ryan Tannehill is the first round quarterback drafted by the Dolphins since Dan Marino back in 1983. This is long. We'll let the play go and come back. First down at the 31. Daniel Thomas, the back. Tannehill's pass, and it is caught by Rashard Matthews, a gain of 5. Well, Tannehill is also just the 4th quarterback ever drafted by the Dolphins in the first round. We'll give you Greasy as the 3rd. You could take him. And you name the 4th. You didn't hear that. Adding a degree of difficulty to the challenge. How about the year in his school, the 4th #1 pick?
I got all that.
All right. Of course you do. 2nd and 5. Handoff to Thomas.
That's a tough question.
And Thomas will be about 3.5 yards short of the first down.
Who came up with these questions?
We have a whole staff that spends hours in the library.
Well, that's a tough one.
It has to be someone that was around a long time.
It has to be an old-time Dolphin fan. A long-time Dolphin fan.
Well, here are the Dolphins really spreading it out. On 3rd and 4, empty backfield for Ryan Tannehill.
See, he didn't know who's coming. Got to figure it out.
Wallace and Matthews are in at wide receiver. Here's the pass. Incomplete. They were going to the tight end. Fasano covered well by the linebacker Sean Weatherspoon. 4th down coming up, and another punt coming up.
Yeah. Tight end was not open. They covered by a linebacker. You got to go somewhere else, or you got to get your tight end to get open.
Well, one of the things we talked about earlier in the telecast, Bob, is about chemistry. And what that means is snapping that head around, knowing the ball's coming out quick. A couple times the ball has got there and the receiver wasn't totally ready for it because they didn't snap that head around, didn't realize that the ball gets on you in a hurry coming out of Tannehill's hand.
Brandon Fields punting. Frank's back for the Falcons. Beauty. Frank's inside the 10. Great coverage on the punt by the Dolphins. Terrific. As Franks has stopped, they'll mark it at the 11-yard line. And good special teams play by John Denny, the long snapper.
Yeah, but also great coverage that time by Marlon Moore. You see the Fields comes over, pats Marlon Moore on the back because he does a phenomenal job as the flyer going down. Now watch, he's going to have to beat two guys and then watch him contain this and force the returner to go back up inside. Will not let him get outside of him. Great job by Marlon Moore on that particular play.
And if you might have noticed that he was pushed out of bounds. Now he has got to make an effort to get right back in bounds. You just can't take off and run through all the players on the sideline. You have to make an effort to come right back in bounds if you get pushed out.
54-yard punt, and going deep to Julio Jones, who makes the catch. He had two defenders, Richard Marshall and Rashad Jones, and this was a case where it was almost a comeback pattern where he got free.
Well, and guys, you've got two defenders there. Just a poor job of locating the football where Julio Jones sees the football and comes back to get it. You know, a little pump fake. Now watch this. Not able to locate the football. Both guys are playing the receiver rather than playing the ball.
49 yards on that play. Now a first down at the 40.
Ball
And
start,
a penalty.
number 75 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Garrett Reynolds, the right guard. So it'll be first down and 15. They'll mark the ball back at the 45. So in a game in which the Dolphins defense playing alertly, you're getting the pass rush, good coverage. You know, that was their first subpar play defensively. Nolan Carroll, number 28, comes in as the fifth back in the secondary for Miami. Play action. Ryan under some pressure, and the pass thrown underneath to Michael Turner. And Turner wending his way with a good run after the catch and gets to the 34-yard line. It'll be about 4 yards short of the first down, with Carroll making the tackle as we have 2.5 minutes remain in this first half.
Very tough playing against this team, Atlanta, because they throw the ball down the field. That forces those linebackers to get good deep drops, so they like to screen the ball to their tailbacks.
Second down and 3 at the 33. Jacquizz Rodgers is the setback.
Ryan sees single man-to-man coverage in the secondary.
Gives it to Rodgers. And Rodgers picks up a couple. Gary Guyton will bring him down, and we've reached the 2-minute warning here at Sun Life Stadium. Weather has stayed clear since the showers before the game. 2-minute warning, 6-3 Atlanta. Welcome back to Sun Life Stadium. Dick Stockton along with Bob Greasy, Nat Moore, Kim Bocamper down on the sideline. 1:55 remaining in the first half. The Falcons lead the Dolphins 6-3. A 49-yard pass to Julio Jones from Matt Ryan. Now it is third down and 3 at the 33. Up front, Jamal Westerman, Cameron Wake, Randy Starks, and Jared Odrick for Miami. Here's Ryan. And it's incomplete. Trusnick was defending Julio Jones, so the Dolphins have done a great job of stopping Atlanta on third down.
Yes, Trusnick did a nice job. This Trusnick is a linebacker covering Julio Jones, one of the fastest and best wide receivers in the league, but he jams him. He jams him, doesn't let him get in his route. Still, 5 yards, within that 5-yard limit, you can jam him.
51-yard try coming up for Matt Bryant. And the kick is long enough, and the kick is good. So Matt Bryant has 3 field goals in this first half, and the Falcons have a 9-3 lead But when you consider the explosiveness, at least to this point, that Atlanta came in with offensively, you've got to give high marks to Miami's defense. And now they've got a chance with 1:46 to go and 2 timeouts remaining. So it's been a contrast from the first 2 preseason games. We're not waving any banners, but this is certainly an improvement against a tough team.
I think that's well put. This offense, Atlanta, we've been talking about it with Ryan and those receivers and the running back over 1,300 yards. Good offense coming in here, and I said before, I'm not selling on this defense.
Said that.
They can play, and they've shown tonight that they can play.
Well, I think we saw what Coach has been talking about, an urgency tonight. We saw some consistency. There's been one big play against this football team, and that's one that should have been intercepted. So they're playing well as a unit, and that's how you're successful as a defensive unit.
Matt Bodger will be kicking off to Marcus Thigpen. So 51-yard field goal as the Falcons went 4 plays in 2 minutes, and 49 of those 56 yards was on that one pass. Thigpen running it out from 3 yards in the end zone. Changes direction. And a flag is down. Back 2 of them, as a matter of 3 of them.
3 of them.
Any more? Do I hear 4?
Holding on the return, number 11 on the return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
So Julius Pruitt, and that's the old illegal block in the back call that we see so often on kick returns.
And a lot of time that happens because the ball carrier changes direction, and of course they turn.
Yeah, and your block, which was legal, the guy turns his back and runs. Now you're blocking him in the back.
So the Dolphins will start from the 7. Clyde Gates, Marlon Moore, and Devon Bess are the 3 wide receivers in there. Steve Slayton the back. Falcons have, or I should say the Dolphins have 2 timeouts remaining. And again, they spread it out. Tannehill's pass, and Fasano gets hit by Moore, and the pass is incomplete.
Anthony will be the first one to tell you that tonight's just been a tough night for him. Those are the kind of catches that he normally makes. Just a bang play, not able to hang on.
2nd and 10. Very important that the Dolphins should get at least a first down, maybe more, to prevent good field position. And there's a pass caught by Devon Bess. Boy, Bess doesn't have to play much in the preseason, does he?
Well, I tell you, the young guy just knows how to operate in a very narrow span, because that time he was double covered, Bob. And Tannehill has so much confidence in him getting open that he's able to fit it in.
Yep, 6-yard gain and a timeout by Atlanta here.
Sure, and they're gonna, they want to get the ball back. But Nat, you're right. You have confidence in guys. You're a quarterback, and you have confidence in guys that can get open. And he's had confidence in Fasano tonight. Fasano's not getting open. You just can't go downfield 10 yards in the defensive backs there and turn around. You can't do that. You got to make a move on him to get open. But Bess is the guy that's been getting open, and he's probably the slowest guy of all the receivers.
Wait.
Save a couple of them.
Hey, don't be calling.
He's not as fast as
the rest.
three or four now.
3rd down and 4. You knew about Bess, but no one else has yet to step up, at least in this first half. 3rd down and 4, and this one is going to be caught. And a big play by Devon Bess. Well, just throw to Bess. That'll be 17 yards and a Dolphin first down at the 30.
Watch this catch.
And he looks it all the way in. I mean, that's great concentration for all you young receivers out there. That's the model.
And here's the slant, and it's Steve Slayton out of the backfield. And Slayton gets wheeled around several times. He gets wheeled around enough to get 11 and a first down by William Moore. So Bess and Slayton, who was open on the slant, and a first down at the 41 of Miami. They've gotten out of deep trouble from their 7. See if they can get more, and this pass nearly picked off. And I have to tell you that Gates' pass was deflected. Dante Robinson, but Gates knew what was going on here.
Yeah,
Right?
made a nice play. The ball is going to be tipped. One of the defensive backs was blitzing on the play, saw it, jumped up and tipped it, and Gates saved a touchdown, really.
Good awareness by Clyde that time. You know, the
2nd and 10 from the 42. Gates that time became a defender. Flush from the pocket is Tannehill. And tries to get a pass to the sideline. Incomplete to Marlon Moore. And with 34 seconds remaining in the first half, it'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 42.
Guys, that time as Ryan Tannehill started to scramble out to his right, he looked across the middle, and you'll see Devon Best coming, but he knows that's not the throw you make. He throws the ball outside. He had a chance of trying to get it back to Devon Best, but you don't want to throw it back in the middle of the field as you're coming out on a rollout.
So Ryan Tannehill is now 10 of 23 for 103 yards, 3rd down and 10. And Tannehill's pass to Fasano has this one and dives short of the first down. He gets to midfield. He needed another yard or so. Nicholas makes the tackle.
Now, who's going to call timeout here?
And it's going to be Atlanta. What do you think? Falcons call a timeout. And they have one left. Well, it's 4th down and 1 at midfield, guys.
Wow. Being it's preseason.
Yeah, if the Dolphins, yeah.
I'm going for it.
Yeah,
Of course.
a lot of things could happen here. The Dolphins could punt, and that would basically end the half because Atlanta would be backed up so far. Now, if you don't punt and the Dolphins go for it, and if they don't make it, then that brings back the Atlanta offense to throw it down the field.
But they have 24 seconds left. It's a good chance to take here.
Yeah.
To go for it on 4th down and 1.
Especially in the preseason game.
Dolphins still have 2 timeouts remaining. You know they may use it if they get the first down here. And going deep, incomplete, Devon Best. And a flag is down, and let's see if we have a roughing the passer penalty against Atlanta.
Holding on the offense, number 77.
Not quite.
Penalties decline. First down.
Wishful thinking by some people.
Yeah.
Jake Long was holding, and so the Falcons will take over on downs with 20 seconds to go as the Dolphins decided to take a shot on 4th and 1.
Left of your screen, number 77.
That's a Bush call there.
Oh, he had his left arm out, draped around his neck.
You know, you know how we talk about quarterback receiver being on the same page. That time he threw the corner route, and Devon broke it out a little sharper than Ryan anticipated. So, you know, things that they'll work out this coming week.
Falcons have 1 timeout left. First down, midfield.
Pressure.
And Ryan is going to go down for the 2nd time.
There you
Cameron
go.
Wake for the 2nd time.
There you go.
Gets his 2nd sack of the game. Now you're talking.
Now you're letting the clock run out.
And that will do it as the Falcons run out the clock. And a first half with
That's the end
Atlanta
of the first
with the
half.
vaunted offense with Ryan and Julio Jones, Roddy White, and Turner and company. And they don't score a touchdown, either do the Dolphins, but they had their moments. So coming up, more from CBS 4 News as the Storm team tracks the progress of Isaac. 9-3, the Falcons lead the Dolphins. This is the Xfinity halftime report. A sharp contrast to what we have seen, and I would have to say, guys, that you would say encouraging.
I'm encouraged by the lack of penalties. Last week's game, we had over 250 penalties, yards and penalties. Not so much this week.
Well, I'm encouraged by the play of the defense, the way they're getting after them on the run, playing good pass defense, just not able to make that interception. They've had a couple opportunities, haven't been able to come down with it, something that they will continue to work on.
Cameron Wake doing well, and also Devon Best doing well. Two stars in the first half.
Yes, a lot to talk about positively. Right now, let's go down to Bo.
Here with Coach Philbin. Coach, you were looking for intensity out of your defense and a quick start, playing against a very good offensive team. You had to like what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, they kept a good offense out of the end zone. They put some pressure on the quarterback, which we haven't seen, had a couple of sacks, and did a relatively good job on third down. You know, we gave up that one big play there, but overall, I thought it was a good performance.
This preseason, we haven't seen much of your running game. We saw a little bit more. Did you like what you see out of it?
Yeah, I thought we had some good runs. The only problem, we had some real nice runs, but we had a couple negative runs following up there that we have to clean up. But we did show some signs of being able to run the football effectively.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Dolphin head coach Joe Philbin. The Dolphins got ready to start the second half, trailing the Atlanta Falcons. Let's go upstairs.
All right, Bo, nice job. Thank you very much as we wrap up the Xfinity halftime report.
Well, you know, I'm beginning to think that you guys know what you're talking about because Coach agreed with everything y'all said.
Well, it's easy to pick out the nice things. First half, a lot of running. Second, and then the second thing was the defense. Defense shut them down. Good first half.
Falcons will get the ball to start the third quarter, and you saw Ryan Tannehill with his helmet on, so he's going to stay in the game. Jacquizz Rodgers on the return and bounces off a defender. Dolphins coverage teams have been very good, and the slip up here as Rodgers gets beyond the 40-yard line. Vontae Davis ultimately makes the play and brings him down after a 42-yard return by Rodgers. So good field position for Matt Ryan. 12 of 18 for 162 yards. Keyston Randall, Ryan Baker are up front. They have come in the game for the first time. Olivier Vernon, who saw action in the first half, also in there along with Gerald Root. First down at the 43. Running play to Michael Turner off the left side. Trusnick knocks him back after a gain of 2 yards.
Hey guys, what we're seeing tonight is a much better job by the corners of support where they're coming up and stopping the play, turning it back inside to the pursuit. That time an outstanding job by Richard Marshall coming up and turning it back inside. Oh, excuse me, Nolan Carroll that was.
Carroll and Jonathan Wade open up at the corners. Jimmy Wilson and Tyrone Culver at the safeties. It'll be second down and 8. Ryan, and a good play made by Lusaka Polite, a familiar face coming back to Sun Life Stadium, and he gets 3 yards, stopped by Vernon.
Well, even though Lusaka Polite is wearing number 45 for the Atlanta Falcons, he's a guy that you always root for. He was a great player here, a great guy in the community, did just about any and everything you asked of him. And you know, Bob, he's one of the few guys that throughout his tenure here, he was 33 of 35 on third down conversions.
He didn't miss many of them. How many years was he here, Nat?
It was
3 or 4?
3 or 4 years, and just an outstanding team player.
Third down and 6 at the 47. Anderson Russell, he was one to watch, and the quick toss to the veteran tight end, Tony Gonzalez, stopped at the 50, 2 yards shy of the first down by Nolan Carroll. So it'll be fourth down, and once again, I tell you, the Dolphin defense getting the job done on third downs so far tonight.
And that's the second big play by Nolan Carroll where he comes up. He's got Tony Gonzalez in the open field. Tony is a veteran, and he comes up, makes the play, stops him short of the first down.
Kevin Coyle with the glasses has to like what he sees. Former Cincinnati Bengal coaching staff. Matt Bodger will be punting to Marcus Thigpen. Haven't had a touchdown in this game by either team. And a good high kick, fair catch. And inside the 10, Bodger does a great job. Thigpen calling for the fair catch at the 8. Long way to go for Ryan Tannehill when he comes in when we SunTrust. Ryan Tannehill in 2012, Dan Marino in 1983, Bob Greasy in 67. 3 of the 4 quarterbacks drafted by the Dolphins in the first round. The other, drum roll please, yes, Rick Norton from the University of Kentucky back in 66. Didn't exactly work out, which is why they drafted Robert Allen Greasy the following year. First down from the 8-yard line for Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill has time, and he goes deep, and the pass is going to be caught. And now out of bounds is Clyde Gates. Dante Robinson on the defense. Good pass throw nonetheless.
Yeah, good throw, good catch, Nat.
Well, this is what you want to see out of Clyde Gates, but he makes the same mistake, Bob, that I see him make all the time. He lines up too close to the sideline. He gives the quarterback nowhere to throw the football.
You're right, exactly right.
It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 8. Slayton is the running back, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Charles Clay. And we are pleased to have Stephen Ross, who is the owner of the Miami Dolphins, with us. And good to have you on what has been an encouraging first half on both sides of the ball by your club.
Well, they played, a few drops and the score would be a lot different.
That's true. 3rd down and 10 at the 8. And here's Tannehill, and he's going to be stopped attempting to run at the 13, and a penalty flag is down. And, of course, Joe Philbin, he looks to be a classy, quiet, but strong leader you've got here as head coach.
And that's what impressed me when I first met him. And the more I've got to know him, the more I'm impressed with him, and really think he's going to turn out to be a really great coach.
Holding.
Hopefully he's here
Number
a long time.
75 on the offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
So it's 4th down. We can get another question before we go to commercial, and it's about Ryan Tannehill, who getting the nod as a rookie for the first time ever in this franchise to start the season.
Well, it's exciting. I mean, Ryan, they had a lot of expectations. No one knew if he'd really beat out the other quarterbacks. He's looked great ever since he came in minicamp, is what I heard. The coaches are really high on him. And, I think he won the job. And, it's when you're going with a rookie, you keep your fingers crossed also, though. You got to give the guy a chance. But I think it's really exciting that, what he'll bring to the Miami Dolphins.
Well, it's a look forward, and that's exactly what this franchise needs. Dominique Franks has tackled good special teams play once again, and it's Steve Slayton who makes the play. And Mr. Ross, if you could stay with us, we would like to talk to you some more.
I'm here, man.
All right. 9-3 the Storms early here in the 3rd quarter. Stephen Ross has been kind enough to join us up in the booth, and after this first play, I know Bob has a question for you, perhaps that as well. First down for Atlanta on their 34. Defense has really closed down the Falcons on 3rd downs impressively. Going deep to Julio Jones, and the pass is overthrown, but good coverage downfield by Tyrone Culver.
Steve, as a player, I always felt like the 1 o'clock games on Sunday afternoon were a big advantage for us as players. I notice you're going back to that this year.
I don't think we had a choice.
That's okay. I still like it.
Well, hope it gives us an advantage and we get some wins.
I think it was a huge advantage. I still hear guys, when I go to the Hall of Fame, some of these guys come over. You ever remember that game when the San Francisco 49ers came to the Orange Bowl and played the Dolphins, and Brody almost passed out in the second half? They said we had to stop the plane going back to San Francisco because some guys were sick.
Well, I hope with our offense it'll really also take advantage of it as well,
Yeah.
Gonzalez gets 5 on the play. And, of course, Bob Greasy, of course, this is a big year, the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
So much is planned for the honoring of this great club.
So this is, a great year for that, and we're going to be honoring them all year, really, and having a special day when Jacksonville comes in and honoring that whole team. So it's going to be good to see everybody back.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Appreciate you guys bringing them back as well.
Well, it's part of the Miami tradition. We want to, we want to achieve again.
Yeah, that's right.
And hopefully in my watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Not many franchises have that kind of history, and you might as well capitalize it. Pass is caught for the first down by Gonzalez, so the veteran tight end figuring here in this 3rd quarter.
As you think about the fans here in South Florida and everything that you have asked your organization to do to try and get the fans, what else are we looking at that's coming up that is going to be fan-friendly?
Well, I mean, we're doing a lot of things, as you know, with technology in the stadium. We're wiring the stadium now. We think will be the most advanced stadium from a technology standpoint. I think what the fans want to see most is see us winning, which I want to do. That's the most important thing. But I think it's very important how we really enhance the experience that the fans will have at the stadium, and to make that experience that you really want to bring your family and really enjoy that, and get back to those days waving those white flags with the victories that Bob knows so well.
I would love that. I would love.
And Mr. Ross, the more you win, you're going to get 4 o'clock starting times and then back to the prime time that nobody complains about, right?
That's right. I think a lot of fans will be happy, especially in September, October, but there's no question about it. A few night games even, maybe.
2nd down and 6 at the 49. Josh Cadu making the defensive play on the last play. Fake, going deep to Julio Jones. And it's knocked away at the last second by Nolan Carroll. Good play by Carroll, who stayed with the speedster.
And a great job of realizing he's beat. He never turns and looks for the ball, but watch what he does. He puts his hands in between Julio Jones's hand, right there. That's how you play the football. Whenever the receiver reaches back to catch it, just stick your hand in there. He's got to catch your hand before he can catch the ball. Outstanding job by Nolan Carroll that time.
Great to be a fan, and there's nothing like the stadium experience of being here to see football. Nothing is like that.
There's nothing like it. I mean, they do a great job on television, but I think, there's nothing like being at a ball game.
Nothing like a sack if he can get it, but they get it off to Rodgers, and Rodgers is going to get a first down. They were so close, the Dolphins were, to getting Ryan behind the line of scrimmage, and Jonathan Freeney makes the play, and they get 17 yards. Good pressure that time by Freeney, I should say, and very nearly got to Ryan.
Almost got him. Gets it away there, a little scat back, then picks up the first down. Steve, I want to ask you a question. When you're in your suite watching the game, are you entertaining your guest, or are you watching the game? What do you like to do when you at the Dolphin game?
I only want to watch the game.
Yeah, don't bug you, right?
Don't bug me. Give me my fan vision.
I could have helped you with that one, Bob. I mean, I've been in the box with him, and he is as focused on the football field and the team and the play as anybody. I mean, he's the biggest fan, and usually I don't even talk to him, unless he asks a question.
6-yard gain on the last play to the 25, and I guess a dream would be to fill the stadium, see the Dolphins get back to where they were, and you being on the field when you hoist the trophy.
There'd be nothing better, Dick. Nothing better.
And that's what the goal is. And you've got the coach, the quarterback, and the time to build. Here's Turner, and Turner gets in, picking up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2, and Ryan Baker. So here's a quick rapid-fire tape of what you would like to see, right?
That'd be great.
As soon as possible. Have him come in there.
That's good.
It'll happen.
Wow. And on opening day, the 60,000 perfect season caps that are going to be given away as a celebration of the 40th anniversary of what Bob Greasy and Earl Morrill and Jim Kick and Mercury Morrison and those guys accomplished. I bet at Zonka, and I might get a call from Alaska if I don't stick him in. Yeah.
Connie, Anderson, Jake Scott, Stanfield, all those guys.
I mean, those guys do listen to us, believe it or not, Dick, and they go, well, you didn't say, how did you say this?
They're the hats, the throwback hats that we're talking about, and once again, go to dolphins.com/win for your chance to win a commemorative Dolphin hat signed by members of the 72 Perfect Team. We saw Bob Greasy sign a hat earlier, and that's dolphins.com/win. So register today. It is a first down at the 20-yard line for the Falcons. And here is Ryan into the end zone. And Roddy White makes the catch for the touchdown. And Jonathan Wade couldn't do a better job defending it. It was a perfect pass and a good catch by Roddy White for the first touchdown of the game.
Well, Jonathan Wade is 5'11". Roddy White is 6 feet. And very difficult cover, perfectly thrown football that time by Matt Ryan. The ball is thrown high and outside. Just a outstanding throw and catch.
20-yard score, and now Matt Bryant on for the extra point. It's 15-3. 6:40 to go, and we promise you there'll be a change here. The Dolphin offense, when you go back to your suite, see better things with the offense coming up.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. There's Bryant's extra point. And the Falcons now lead at 16-3. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Ross.
Thank you. Dick, it's a pleasure being here.
Pleasure.
Hope to see
Thank
you
you very much.
Good.
Always a pleasure, Bob.
Stephen Ross,
Thank you.
Dolphins
Thank you.
owner, as Ryan hits Roddy White for the score. 16-3, and the scoring drive brought to you by Audi. 10 plays, 66 yards. Keep in mind, however, that it was the Falcons' first team offense against the second and thirds of the Dolphins on that drive.
Yeah, the first team defense played so well that coach decided to set them down to start the second half and put the second unit in, because you still got to find that second team unit that's going to line up and play for you.
Bosher's kick and fielded by
Oh, no.
out at the 1 yard line. So that unfortunate for Marcus Thigpen. He might have been able to let it go, and it might have gone out of bounds, and then they get the ball at the 40.
Right. Big mistake.
Could have been a 39-yard difference.
Just a huge mistake.
Because that ball looked like it was going out of bounds if he had 1 foot out.
And sometimes in defense of the returner, it's very important that the back talk to him. Let him know, let it go, let it go. You know, because he's looking up. He's not totally of where he's at on the sideline.
Yep.
You're right. Well, Matt Moore is going to come on now to lead the Dolphins, as Ryan Tannehill completing 11 of 27 for 112 yards. He threw an interception. And so Matt Moore will come on when we return to Sun Life Stadium in just a moment. Only on CBS 4, your official home of the Miami Dolphins. There is the challenge flag thrown by Joe Philbin. Now this is where the referee would say the Dolphins are challenging the call on the field that the return man or the receivers had a foot out of bounds. Let's see what he says.
Miami is challenging the ruling on the field as to the kick inbounds or out of bounds.
So that is the first challenge of the game. And so the referee, Jerry Frump, take a look here.
And here's another look. You want to see if Marcus Thigpen steps out of bounds here first. And look like when he catches the ball, both feet, one's on the line, the other's out. But watch his left foot prior to. Right there, he's already out of bounds. And then as he's catching it coming down.
But so what is the ruling, Matt?
That's the question.
I'm sure he got some information from the booth.
Right.
He's got a guy up in the booth that says challenge this, don't challenge that. And they know the rules a lot better than the coaches do.
Well, I would guess that once you step out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken, to be an eligible receiver, I know in pass catching, you got to reestablish position in bounds.
I would go for that too.
Yeah.
We just heard that the replay booth says that if you're out of bounds and you catch the ball, it's treated like an out of bounds kick, and the ball moves up to the 40-yard line.
So in that case, the ball would be moved up to the 40. And looks like Joe Philbin feels he won it. That they'll have a reversal here.
Yeah, here they come.
The receiver caught the ball with both 1 foot inbounds, 1 foot out of bounds. As a result, by rule, the kick is out of bounds. It's a penalty on the kickoff. The ball will be placed at the 40-yard line, first down.
Well, I'd say that Joe Philbin has somebody up in the press box that's doing a pretty good job for him.
And, you know, a lot of times you can have someone up there and they'll give you information that may not be the right thing. He did this time, though.
Oh, yeah, he did this time.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Sometimes you can't trust that guy up there.
Yes, I will say that. Well, Marcus Thigpen, you're off the hook. And a first down at the 40 now. What a difference.
Yeah.
So Matt Moore
is thankful for that as well. Starting from your 1-yard line versus your 40.
will set the offensive line for you after this play. Penalty flag down. Pass is caught by Julius Pruitt for 5 yards. The left tackle is Nate Garner. Jonathan Martin is the right tackle. Chandler Burton, the rookie from Kentucky, at left guard. John Jerry, who started, is at right guard. Josh Sabuda is the center.
Offsides on the defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Lawrence Sidbury offside. Clyde Gates, B.J. Cunningham, and Julius Pruitt are the 3 receivers, and Dolphins hoping somebody steps up here. First and 10 at the 5, or first and 5, I should say, at the 45. Pass caught by Clyde Gates. First down into Falcon territory at the 38. Gain of 17 on that one.
And guys, what I see already with Clyde Gates and everybody knowing his speed, what do you see the corner do? He's bailing, he's getting deep, where all before they were sitting on each and every little short route.
There's Marlon Moore up at the top. First and 10 at the 38. Moore downfield and almost intercepted off the hands of Charles Clay.
Should have caught it.
And Chris Hope should have caught it, is right.
Well, guys,
what about
the tight ends have really let their quarterbacks down tonight. This is a perfectly thrown football to Charles Clay. This is a big play, and one of the things that you're looking for out of Charles Clay is consistency. This ball goes right through his hands. Might be a little high, but that's a catchable football, Bob.
Leave your feet, do whatever you have to do, jump up, catch the ball.
Second and 10, Daniel Thomas. And he's tripped up as he gets to the 34 by Tavion Robertson. Kept picking up 4 yards on the play. And Thomas, who's gained 26 yards and 5 carries in the first half for a nice average of 5.2. Third and 6 coming up. Moore's pass. Pruitt had an opportunity, and he had a defender in front of him. And it was Dominique Franks.
Again, the ball right there on target. Matt Moore throwing some good balls, not getting much help.
Well, here's another good look. Not really a great route. He allows the slot defender to run underneath, but you know it still gets back, Bob, to getting your head around and finding the football.
He probably didn't expect it because the defender was underneath him and covering him so well.
Dan Carpenter with a 53-yard field goal try, and the kick is good. So the Dolphins have 2 field goals in the game, trailing by 10 now, 16-6, 5:02 remaining in the third. Carpenter now 2 for 4 and clicking on the field goal. And this scoring drive brought to you by Audi. 5 plays, 25 yards, 53-yarder by Carpenter. So now Carpenter will be kicking off, and James Rogers, who is a brother of Jacquez Rogers, both played at Oregon State, and this one will be down in back of the end zone. So the Falcons will take over on the 20-yard line. And let's see if we have a new quarterback in there. It's 16-6 with 5:02 to go in the third quarter. And it's going to be Chris Redmond, who's been the primary backup for Matt Ryan the last several years. Not a bad backup, as backups go. That's his career. He's in his 10th year. And he has gotten a chance to play some. So it'll be first down at the 20 for Atlanta. Play action, Redmond. And making the catch after the good hit is Tommy Gallarda. And a good hit made by the defender.
I think that was Tyrone Culver.
Was Tyrone Culver.
Get the quarterback outside the pocket. It's the backside tight end coming across. Culver sees it, makes a play.
So it is a first down at the 30. Redmond with a fade and out of bounds, intended for Marcus Jackson.
Well, you know, this is the third preseason game, and normally the starters will play and have played into the third quarter. Most of them will probably not play in the fourth preseason game. They don't want you to get hurt. They want you to get well, get healed for the start of the season. So normally the third preseason game is when you see most of your starters play into the third quarter.
And Antone Smith in the game, and the pass incomplete. We'll check the defense. Tyrone Culver with a blitz, putting on good pressure there.
And to the starters, the third preseason or the fourth preseason doesn't make a difference. But you know they're gonna in 8 days they're gonna have to cut 35 players. They're gonna have to get down to 53. So it doesn't. This game doesn't count, but it matters to by 35 guys that might get cut.
And that's why the next game does matter as well, even though you're right, the starters won't play much. And the pass, Cameron Collins making the play, and Antone Smith. Dimitri Nance, former Packer. So it'll be fourth down. And that's why we never say that there's always a chance the waiver wire will come into play in those last days.
Well, I think that's the most important thing, is that as a player, you hope that you can get on the field, get on tape. The guys that I worry for is the guys that don't get in the ball game in game 3, or don't get in the ball game in game 4.
Right.
Marcus Thigpen again is back deep. Matt Bosher will be punting for the Falcons. Great punt, sending Thigpen backpedaling, and he'll let it bounce at the 5, and unable to down it before it goes into the end zone of the Falcons. And so
that kid Bosher punted for the University of Miami right here on this field.
Yeah, he's always been pretty good. Good hang time, which is what you look for in a punter.
Flag down, and they're going to call the holding penalty against the return team, the Dolphins in this case. Well, tonight's game menu presented by Dunkin' Donuts. As the Dolphins celebrate the 40th anniversary of the perfect season, we flash back to some important dates from 1972. Earl Morrall claimed off waivers in April. Then he replaced who? Yes, my partner, one of my partners. Injured leg in a win over the Chargers. And then Dolphins beat the Patriots 52-0. Don Shula became the first coach to win 100 games in 10 years.
You know, that's, go ahead.
Well, they beat the Colts to finish 16-0, or 14-0. They won 16-0 in the game, and then you came back from injury. And the Dolphins beat the Steelers 21-17, and of course the 14-7 win over the Redskins, 17-0 out in L.A. First and 10 at the 10-yard line. Moore's pass, and it's caught by Julius Pruitt. And Pruitt gets 9 yards on first down from Moore.
I'm just going to say, when you were talking and showing Earl Morrall and all that other stuff, you know, Coach Shula called me in the spring, and he told me, he says, I'm going to claim Earl Morrall. He says, because I don't feel good about our quarterback situation, our back. If anything happened to you, you know, we wouldn't have anybody to put in there and all this, that. So he claims Earl Morrall. September or late October, I get hurt. Here comes Earl. And without Earl Morrall, that team would not have gone undefeated.
Interesting, and Steve Slayton getting the first down. Chris Hope the tackle, and there was a flag down. And it's against the Falcons.
90, 5 yards from the previous spot, results in a first down.
Earl Morrall was a sensational backup and sometimes starter for so many teams in this league.
I used to kid him. He was in the league. I think he was in the league for 21 years, and he must have played for 12 different teams. Not quite that many, but maybe 6, 7, or 8, something like that.
But he played well for all 12.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Play action. Moore throwing it away. Good pressure that time by Atlanta. 2:28 remaining in the third quarter.
It's a veteran play. Matt Moore knowing that since he's out of the pocket, he can throw it. There was a receiver over there anyway.
A team man. He's a team guy. He proved it when he was told that he wasn't going to start. He took it professionally. He's a pro.
Yep.
And as we all know, the backup quarterback, it doesn't mean the starter's going to fail. At some point, he's going to be called upon. Out of the backfield, the pass to Steve Slayton, and Slayton will have a first down at the 38.
Very catchable ball right there. Laid it out in front of him, laid it soft, right where he could catch it. Didn't have to slow up, didn't have to hurry up, didn't have to reach. Look at this, just a short, crisp little pass.
And what I like about all of the Dolphins running backs is they catch the ball well coming out of the backfield.
That was a 14-yard gain. First down at the 39. Slayton with the carry. Trying to go outside, can't do it. And 3 Falcons hit him, led by Sidbury, and a loss of 4.
It's a young man fighting for a job on this team. Slayton, he's in competition with Thigpen, who has been looking well.
What about Lamar Miller?
Well, I think, Lamar Miller was a 4th-round draft pick. And, it's almost like
he still has to earn the right to be on the team. I mean, I think you got so much good young talent that whoever lines up and plays the best is who you want to hold on to.
He's in the game now, Lamar Miller. And there's the pass up the middle and off the hands of Thigpen. Incomplete. So there have been many passes today right to the hands of Dolphin receivers.
Well,
not caught.
And Dick, what I think happens is when guys go over the middle and they're not used to it, they sort of flinch. The bottom line is most of the time when you go across the middle, you're going to get hit anyway. So you might as well go ahead and concentrate and catch the football and be a hero rather than being a goat.
Third down and 13. From the 36. Moore, watch out from behind. He coughs it up, and the Falcons will get it. The Falcons will get it at the 36. And it was Lawrence Sidbury who forced the fumble and recovered by Atlanta. Second turnover of the game for the Dolphins.
Sidbury's coming from the right side. Jonathan Martin was blocking on Sidbury. Knocks the ball loose.
But in defense of Jonathan Martin, he gets knocked off by the back that steps up. And normally you hope that the ball comes out a little bit quicker than that, Bob. It's a quick set.
Yeah, that's how important defensive ends and pass rush and sacks are. Because if you come up from behind, a good chance to get a turnover for your side.
From the 36 and the handoff to Antone Smith. He picks up a couple of yards. Flag is down after the 2-yard pickup. What flag? Nearly a half a minute remaining here in the third quarter. One touchdown in the game. Matt Ryan hitting Roddy White from 20 yards out. And now it comes out.
False start on the offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So 5-yard penalty on the Atlanta Falcons. So much expected from Atlanta this year, and this is the pivotal third game, and you would have to think that Mike Smith's team has some work to do.
Well, you're correct. You know, they're very strong offensively. They're very strong defensively, but they need to get their act in gear as well, because they're in with New Orleans. Tampa Bay's going to be good, and also Carolina.
Well, that'll do it. That is the end of the third quarter here at Sun Life Stadium. It's the Falcons 6.
And by Dodge. Take advantage of the great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance Event going on now.
Dick Stockton, Bob Greasy, and Nat Moore. Start of the fourth quarter, 16-6. Falcons have a second down and 12 on the Dolphin 38-yard line. Here's the screen to Smith. And Smith, hard to bring down, finally knocked out of bounds. There was a missed tackle in the way. Quentin Lawrence making the play. 5 backs were in there with Carroll, Wade, Lawrence, Anderson, Russell, and Jimmy Wilson. The linebackers are Freeney, Collins, only 2, and Randall, Vernon, Baker, and Westerman up front. First and 10 on the 17. Fourth quarter, 16-6. Dolphins, while looking a little sharper, have managed just 2 field goals in this game. Once again, Smith off the left side, and he's wrestled down by Cameron Collins, the rookie from Oregon State, after a pickup of 3.
A lot of young guys in there for the Dolphin defense. Collins, Jimmy Wilson's in there, the 7th round draft pick, number 27 from last year, who surprised everybody, made the ball club, but that coaching staff is gone. This is an entirely new staff. He has to prove himself to this staff all over again.
No question about that. Second down and 7 early here in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons calling a timeout.
Charge to Atlanta. That's their first charge.
So we'll be back in a moment. 10-point Atlanta lead.
Big year for the Miami Dolphins. It's the 40th anniversary of the 17-0 undefeated Miami Dolphin team, and to commemorate that, on the Oakland Raider game, the first home game of the year, they will be giving out 60,000 of these beautiful commemorative hats. You can see right here, an old throwback look to them. And on the back, you can see, still perfect, 17-0, 1972. A remarkable football team, a remarkable accomplishment, and they will be celebrated all year long. And Bob, I think I got mine autographed by you, so I'm very, very happy about that.
No, you don't get that one. That one's special. That goes to somebody special.
Okay, let's figure out who that may be, Bob. Second down and 7 following the Falcon timeout. Here is Redmond's pass underneath. And the good hit put on by Cameron Collins on Smith. Got a yard out of it, bringing up third down. 3rd and 6. Collins with a couple of strong hits here.
Nice job by Collins of seeing the crossing route.
Drafted, trying to make the ball club.
3rd down and 6 from the 13. Redmond in relief of Matt Ryan.
Here they come.
Here's the blitz, and Redmond gets hit, and the pass is incomplete. No one home. And it was Nolan Carroll defending Tim Toon, and 4th down coming up. And the field goal group is on. Eric Folk, a rookie from the Washington Huskies. Matt Bryant, of course, booming 3 tonight.
This kick right here is in hopes of making it, first of all, and then hoping of making some other team in the league. Because he's not going to make this team with, whoops.
And he hooks it, and he misses it. So the score remains 16-6. Dolphins will get the ball back with Matt Moore once again, second drive coming up. Dolphins trail by 10. John Jerry, a lot of attention for him, the guard starting tonight next to Jonathan Martin, the rookie.
Number 74 for the Dolphins. Coaches have been high on him at times, and then they've been down on him at times, Nat.
Well, and the reason is, in a perfect world, this would be exactly the tackle guard combination you'd like to have when you drafted Jonathan Martin in April. You're thinking this way. The problem was John Jury came back not in shape, and now he's had to play his way into shape.
Played better against Carolina. Looked like he was decent tonight, although that's where you have to look at the film. And the pass to Pruitt is incomplete from Moore. Ray Finga is in the game at left tackle. Andrew McDonald, the rookie from Indiana, at right tackle. Burden at left guard. Ryan Cook at right guard, and Samu to the center. So Ryan Cook, the only non-rookie, he's at center, or he is at right guard, playing the offensive line now for Miami. Lamar Miller is the running back, and here is Miller, and he gets a yard. David Bernard and the CBS 4 Storm team continue to track Isaac, and for the latest on where the Storm is headed, keep it on CBS 4, your official home of the Miami Dolphins.
You know, Dick, as you talk about the offensive line that's out there right now and how many of these guys are fighting to make this football team, you know, guys that can play 2, sometimes 3 positions, you know, really gives the football team an advantage of that they can shore up all those positions.
Timeout.
Falcons call a timeout, and by the way, in at receiver is Clyde Gates, Rashard Matthews, and Jeff Fuller. And now Pruitt would be the 4th wideout. When we come back, timeout Atlanta, 3rd and 9 when we return for the Dolphins. Time to update our Lexus Golden Opportunity, guys. Nat, you talked about the chemistry that's necessary for Ryan Tannehill.
Well, and so far tonight, the one guy that he's been able to depend on has been Devon Best. He's caught 4 out of 6 opportunities. He's tried to get the ball to Nene excuse me, and as well as Fasano. But the guy that's been consistent for him has been Devon Best.
And then Devon Best is with Ryan Tannehill. And Bob, you talked about the things that a quarterback needs to have. What did he do in this thing?
Yeah, well, you know, every snap that he takes, and I think he took 35 or 36, it's a learning process. And not only on the field, but tomorrow and the next day when he goes back and looks at himself on the field on these plays, you know, what did I do? What should I have done? What was I thinking? Get better from going through these plays. You learn a lot by going back to the tape and studying the tape.
Well, that time Jeff Fuller seemed like a good pass to Fuller, and you know, no receiver that we talked about, and we know Devon Best is there, he's a fixture, has stepped up to this point, and there have been a lot of plays that you've said it all along. You got to make the play, Nat.
It's about making the play. If you want to make this football team and you want to be an NFL star, you've got to be able to make the plays when the opportunity presents itself. And tonight, the quarterbacks have thrown the ball, Bob, exceptionally well. Just receivers haven't been able to make the play for them.
And the receivers, you don't have to be drafted. You don't have to be a 1st or 2nd or 3rd round draft choice. You just need to get on a team. And anybody, whether you're a free agent or whether you're a 1st round draft pick, you can make this team. You got as good a chance as anybody. Just go do it.
No question about it, and we have had some of the leaders, even last year, in the receiving core in the NFL, who were not, the number 1 picks, and some were not even drafted. And this is an opportunity to be a receiver in the National Football League, and it's there for you.
Yes. All you need to do is an opportunity, and these guys that have been playing the first 3 ball games have a shot at making this team. You just need to go out and catch the ball and do well.
Seize the moment.
Dimitri Nance, who came over from the Green Bay Packers, picking up a couple of yards on 1st down. We're in the 4th quarter. Dick Stockton, Bob Greasy, and Nat Moore, 16-6 the score. And as opposed to the previous games when the Dolphins were outscored 24-0, their defense really played well. In fact, really well tonight. They've given up 1 touchdown. The first team did not allow a score.
Yeah, the first team did a nice job of shutting them down, especially on 3rd down. You know, the way you measure defense, can they get off the field on 3rd down? And tonight they did an excellent job of that.
2nd down and 8. And here's Nance going wide. And Nance Tackled a yard shy of the first down by Shelly Lyons from Arizona State, a rookie, number 48. So we're seeing some players we haven't seen yet in preseason play.
Well, you got that right. You got third and fourth on the list at safety and at corner. Some of these guys I haven't heard of all camp.
Well, the first cut down will be to 75 by Monday at 4 p.m. So they're going to trim the roster. And as you mentioned, down to 53 by next week. 3rd down and 1. And it's Mike Cox, fullback, and he'll get enough to move the chains. First down at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it's happening quickly. You know, the first cut down is on Monday, and then the last cut is Saturday at 9 o'clock. They got to be down to 53.
13 cuts will be made by Monday, and then the big cut comes the following Saturday.
From the 44, first down. Dominique Davis, now in at quarterback from East Carolina, and Lee Meisner. And another first down to the 42-yard line with under 10 minutes remaining. That was a 14-yard play, so Dominique Davis. Matt Ryan started, Chris Redmond in relief. We haven't seen John Parker Wilson, who has been the 13 quarterback for the Falcons, who last year were 10-6, lost to the Giants 24-2, have not won a playoff game despite 3 improved seasons under Mike Smith, looking to get over that hump this year. Here's Nance. Nance gets 1, and Josh Lynham, who was signed last week. So there you see the story in 4 years. They've 0-3 in playoffs, didn't make it in 09. Despite a 13-3 year, tough year. They lost to the Packers in the second round. And Green Bay going on to win the Super Bowl.
And those 4 years were Mike Smith and also Matt Ryan. And everybody's complaining about Matt Ryan not doing well in the playoffs.
A lot of teams would like Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
well, a lot of teams like to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been in the playoffs 3 of his first 4 years.
2nd down and 7, and going deep and making the catch, Tom Toon for the touchdown. That was a well-thrown ball by Dominique Davis as Toon beat Jonathan Wade for 39 yards and a Falcon touchdown.
Well, did a nice job of putting some air under the football, laying it out there and allowing Toombs to run underneath it. Jonathan Wade is in a trail technique that this is just a perfectly thrown ball. There's nothing he can do about it. Now watch the ball comes down high and outside, almost you know, the way Bob used to throw it back when we played,
yeah,
you know.
A lot of distance and touch at the same time.
Well, you got to throw it long and let your guy catch it or overthrow him.
Yep.
Eric Folk is on, and now we may have a review. We want to review, let's see, that last scoring play. There's the catch. Does he have control? Yes, apparently he does.
I think they're checking to see where his knee was down and where's the ball when his knee touches the ground. There's another look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Where the ball was when his knee touched.
Well, the knee slid across the line, so this is not going to be an easy call.
At least not from that angle.
Not from that angle, is right.
Terry Robisky, a former Dolphin wide receiver coach, now the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver coach.
Biscuit.
Better known, old Raider, old Cleveland Brown coach.
He had a son that played for Ohio State and was in the league for a while. Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's still in the league.
And Robisky also spent a brief time as head coach of the Redskins.
Yep, that's right.
Well, let's ask another question. What team he didn't coach for?
That's true.
Yeah, what'd you say, 31 years?
31 years.
31 years. Good man.
Yeah, he was a very, very positive guy when he was here and did a great job with our young receivers and now doing a great job in Atlanta.
Well, Toon by the looks of him, feels he got the touchdown. There's Terry Robisky, who was a lifer, is a football coach in the National Football League.
Yep.
Not bad.
You know, I like the idea of checking every score where you don't have to throw the flag, but this slows the game down so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Well, normally what they do is that somebody upstairs just, signals the official, and they don't even know, people don't even know they looked at it. This was a little different, and in order to the call on the field was touchdown.
Yes.
So in order to overturn that, it has to be clear.
Indisputable visual evidence.
Yes.
As they say.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands as a touchdown.
You need to speed that up.
You can't argue with the call, but you need to speed it up. Right?
We knew that about 5 minutes ago.
I tell you what, Greasy's getting a little antsy at his old age, He used to be this nice guy, non-combative.
Hey, there was a touchdown. We saw that 5 minutes ago. He comes out there and tells us something we knew.
Eric Folk is on, missed the field goal try earlier, now on for the extra point. And the wind is starting to pick up here. And the extra point is good. And we know about Isaac. And we know about a lot of things flying through the air and on the field. As the wind has picked up, the temperature has dropped 10 degrees, I think, in the last 6 minutes and 11 seconds, according to my...
Starting to rain again in Sun Life Stadium. But Laura's a trooper. Let's go downstairs. She's with Roddy.
And I want to tell you something, because you guys have been talking about the relationship between Roddy White and Julio Jones, and Ray Edwards, I guess, is now in here too. But this tells you about the relationship. This was just Roddy, and Julio ran over here to do the interview with his partner. Let me get you to talk about each other. What is it that Roddy has brought to you to make you so comfortable on this team? Tell me something wonderful about him we don't know.
As far as on the field?
How about
we're going to go on the field.
We'll
keep it to football. We'll keep it on the field. But what he allows me to do on the field, he creates, he demands double team on the field. And he gives me a lot of one-on-ones, and so I can step up and make big plays for the team, and vice versa.
Roddy, tell me how he makes your life easier out there, and what's impressed you most about him?
He's a great player, man. He gets out there, he prepares hard at practice, and he comes out here and he executes on the field. Just his presence out there, it helps us out a whole lot because he can stretch the field, like he did tonight. And we just got to continue to make plays when they're there, and we'll just get better week in and week out.
I just want to say, inherently, this is a messed up dynamic. When you have two receivers, both want the ball, especially your position. But I always try to tell people how much you two like each other. Roddy said you've been to the Bahamas together, you've been to Vegas together. Where else did you go this offseason?
We went to Miami.
What is it about him that makes you guys like each other so much? Tell me off the field. Hold
on, let me go back on that. You say we want the ball. We just want to win. I'm telling you right now, we just want to win. If he catch all the balls, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? As long as we get the W. And if I catch all the balls, he wouldn't mind either. We don't have a selfish group, and I love that about the Falcons.
A year ago, Mike Peterson wasn't with the team. I talked to him this offseason and said, who's impressed you most on the offense? Thinking he was going to say Julio because he hadn't seen him. He said you, because he said, I expected the veteran guy, after the young hotshot comes in and we see he's the future, to back off. But he said Roddy is hungrier than ever. How has having Julio here inspired you?
We just go out there and we compete every day. Every day we go out there and we try to get better. I go out there, and every day is a competition. Me, him, Harry, we all compete because we want the ball so much, and we know we can go out there and make plays for our team. So we want to make sure that we do that every time we have the opportunity. So competing against each other is really, really good for us. And then we love each other, man. We go out there, man. We like brothers. We like a clan of brothers. We do everything together, and we laugh and joke and play around. People don't really see it. But that's just how we bonded, and we'll be friends long after football and during football.
Tell me, if this offense does what Dirk Cutter wants it to do, what will this offense look like?
I mean, the sky's the limit for this team, for this ball club. We just got to keep coming out and preparing.
and just stay on top of everything. Know what we got to do, and everybody just keep getting better, keep competing. Like Roddy said, we go out there every day and just try to compete, and just try to make each other better. We don't have no guys on the team like hating, like, oh, he getting too many balls, or I haven't got enough balls. It's nothing like that. We just like to go out there, compete, and we have fun, and we just go out there and try to make the plays when they present it.
The focus that you two have showed during this storm has been amazing. Thank you both.
It is a tropical storm out here, and we out here. Give me a jacket. It's lightning, it's thundering, it's 30 degrees, 30. Listen, we got to get out of here, man. Stay tuned. Whiteout world coming.
Back up to you guys.
Laura, you're the MVP.
No doubt.
Making that work.
I think you showed pretty good focus yourself. I think the three of you together, tremendous focus. And don't alarm us, Roddy, with the lightning call, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Down there.
This is a good old-fashioned gully rusher right now. It is coming down hard. A monsoon in South Florida.
And this is where you can impress your coaches if you're Tim Toon, the punt returner, right, Tim?
Absolutely. He's had a pretty good...
Can you handle this weather condition, handle a wet football,
he's had
not
a good
turn it
quarter.
over deep in your own territory?
And you're right. This is a big test. And he's smart. Says, get away from it. It is really coming down. These fans are going to stay. They had 10 drives.
Hale and Hardy stock here.
Not one over 3 minutes in time. So this game was dominated time-wise and on the scoreboard by the Atlanta Falcons.
That's Atlanta Falcons football, isn't it? Time of possession, they're always in the top 5 in the league in time of possession. They love those 10-play or more drives. They're always going to be near the top of the league in that. But now adding that explosiveness that they've been talking about for the last couple of years, it's going to be a real treasure and a real treat for this team. And talking with the general manager that Mr. Blank referenced when he was sitting up, it was Thomas Dimitroff in pregame. We just saw Laura talking to the two receivers, and they kept referencing how much they like each other and how much they like their teammates, and no one gets upset with each other about jealousy and who gets this and that. Thomas Dimitroff used a word in pregame that that the team's striving for alacrity. Go forth, play with joy, play with enthusiasm. That's what this team is striving for, and I think we've seen that throughout this preseason. This is a team that likes each other and will play for each other.
And you said it during that interview. They were having fun. Stand there and talk to Laura and just have fun with it and compliment each other. Atlanta just trying to melt the clock, shorten the game, and get to the airport. Get back to Atlanta as we go under 6 minutes.
Yeah, first guy runs out of bounds. They get a couple nasty looks from someone. That was well blocked on the point there. Lee Meisner, number 43, blocking out on the corner.
Antone Smith has done a nice job in the fourth quarter. Third down and 6 at the 32. This rain is incredible. And incomplete.
And that was one, I think that was a well-thrown football.
It was.
And
but that ball's like a bar of soap right now.
It is. Chase Kaufman mishandling that one. The former John Mackey Award winner in college, emblematic of the best tight end in the country.
Now, it's only a preseason game. Even if you're Joe Philbin now, you've got to think about getting out of here, melting the clock. You don't want to get anybody hurt.
No. I think at this point, your evaluations are pretty well taken care of.
Absolutely.
Too. I think at this point, there's not a lot that can be done that should sway you or change your mind in terms of a player.
And the ball rolls all the way down to the 15. Hey, Falcon fans, if you're looking for a way to add to your finances and to help school kids throughout the state of Georgia, then the Georgia Lottery has a brand new game for you. Here to tell you more, Christine Van Block.
Georgia institutions, the Atlanta Falcons and the Georgia Lottery are teaming up to bring you the chance to win lots and lots of cash.
Get your scratchers ready. The new Atlanta Falcons Cash Blowout is here. So now you can show your Falcons pride, win some serious cash, and help out students all in one ticket.
This is our fourth game, instant game, with the Falcons. You know, we have a long-standing relationship with them. Absolutely love doing work with them.
Atlanta Falcons Cash Blowout is a $5 instant game with top prizes of up to $250,000 and many other great prizes. You can get yours at Georgia Lottery retailers all over the state and its special Atlanta Falcons events.
We plan to be in Falcons Landing again, selling the product, of course, and on some of our other games. And we'll do halftime shows, which we've done. We've done these spectacular events, keeping our fans, our Falcons fans and our lottery fans in their seats to see what we've cooked up.
And as you scratch away, you can feel good knowing that your ticket price goes to help out schools and students across Georgia.
The profit from the sale of not only this game, but all the games that we sell goes to support the Hope Scholarship Program and the pre-kindergarten program here in Georgia.
The Atlanta Falcons Cash Blowout profits will just add to the lottery's winning history with Georgia education.
In our 19-year history, we have raised and turned over for the programs that we support $13.67 billion, and that has helped 2.5 million students in Georgia.
So get your Atlanta Falcons Cash Blowout ticket today because, as they say, today could be the day at Georgia Lottery retailers and special Falcons events. For more information, just go to galottery.com. For Falcons Game Day, I'm Christine Van Blockland.
Win-win situation for everybody there. Thank you very much for that. 23-6 our score here. 3:52 remaining in the ball game. It's 3rd down and 9 for Miami. And as the rain continues to pour here in Sun Life Stadium, even the players want to wrap this thing up in a hurry. Good run by Lamar Miller. After the catch, he gets all the way up to the 25-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Regis.
That's a youngster the Dolphins have high hopes for, Lamar Miller, right out of here at the University of Miami. A guy that can play in space, also has some toughness. Played all of last year with a bad shoulder. That shoulder required a harness, probably. A lot of people were thinking about surgery, the whole deal, and played throughout. Never heard a complaint out of him. So he has that toughness that you're looking for in a running back. Quick question, partner.
Anything.
Is there any possible way that the 2-minute warning can be waived today? just play through it?
You know, and Atlanta takes a timeout only because they didn't want the penalty. Because they had too many guys on the field. There was confusion with the special teams. So timeout to avoid the flag. But I'm sure the coaches, or at least you would think the coaches would say, okay, get squared away and let's get them going
again. Let's get going again. We don't need the full timeout. We just want to get 11.
No.
Just get 11 and we're good. Because I know in basketball you can do that. You can take the timeout and then say, hey, we're ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, just take it and go. But, you know, as you and I both know, we have to remember all the mechanics that are involved. These officials are trying to get their mechanics down for the year, too. They want to get it done right because they likely are heading into the season calling the games.
It does look that way.
From where we're sitting right now, it appears that the league is making plans for them to be ready to go opening weekend.
Well, great plays, great action. It's time to name our SunTrust solid play of the game. You know what it is, partner?
I'm going to go with Toon Time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dominique Davis to Tim Toon. Well thrown, well executed. Good route by Toon. Nice concentration. Carries it into the end zone. Our SunTrust solid play of the game.
Boy, I tell you what, he looked quick on that too. I'm becoming a big fan of Double D. That was a strike. Here's Tim Toon right here. To stay in bounds, Tim.
Double change of possession now. Here comes the Atlanta offense again. And this is where you got to focus. Hey, take care of the football, right? Do all the little things. Do them right, because that eye is still on players. I think you and I agree probably the evaluations are essentially done. But if you're competing and it's really close, these are the types of things that may tip the balance one way or the other for you. Can you handle adverse situations? Coaches always want to see that.
And this is adverse. It continues to rain hard and steady here in Sun Life. had a monsoon before the ball game as well. This has nothing to do with Isaac. This is South Florida in August. Medlin. Bring up 2nd down and 10 as we are about to go under 3 minutes to play.
2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line.
Atlanta fans have to be impressed with this ball club. There are marquee players everywhere. When you think of Matt Ryan, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Tony Gonzalez, Michael Turner, I mean, it sets up for another title contender.
Sean Weatherspoon, John Abraham. I think William Moore is rapidly becoming one of the better safeties in the league. Thomas Deku is an underrated safety. And the corners, of course, Asante Samuel, Dante Robinson, and Brent Grimes. I believe all three have at least one Pro Bowl in their past. So talk about quality players all the way through. And it's not going to be easy for them when you think about the schedule early. Opening at Kansas City and then turning right around and then come back home. And Peyton Manning comes to town.
Tough.
Not easy right out of the gate for the Atlanta Falcons.
That was Medlin again. Pick up a 4. 3rd down and 5 at the 40.
And look at that. Are they going to wave it? Are they going to wave it? No! We're getting a 2-minute warning.
This is a 2-minute warning.
Atlanta fans, preseason football, it will continue after these words from your local stations. 3rd down and 5 at the 40 for Atlanta. Medlin again, Richard Medlin getting a workout here as they try to melt the clock and shorten the game with 1:50 left.
4th down.
Good play by the defensive end, Jamal Westerman.
Who is at the top of his game tonight? Let's find out with our Russell Athletic Performance of the Game.
It's got to be the QB, doesn't it? Matty Ice.
Sure played well.
I think he's had a very nice preseason. Productive.
How about Julio?
With a hint of danger in his game because they can strike from anywhere at any time. They keep talking about they feel like they've seen an increased arm strength out of Matt Ryan. I think it's coming. I liken it to Tom Brady. And I don't, everybody's going to say that's blasphemy. That's not what I'm talking about. Tom Brady didn't have that super gun when he first came into the league, but continued to grow, mature, work out. And then I'm watching him in a Super Bowl in the last play of the game when they lost to the Giants the first time. He heaved that thing about 75 yards in the air and almost completed it. So it happens. Guys get bigger and stronger as they continue to grow.
Big Pen with a nice job to make that catch. Couldn't agree with you more. Matt Ryan, 6'4", 217. 29 touchdowns last year, 12 interceptions, and had a 92 quarterback rating. And they say he's never looked more confident or been in more control than he is this year. And he's in great shape. Keep in mind, one of the goals coming into this preseason was improve the downfield passing game, and Atlanta certainly has shown that here in the preseason. Improve the offensive line, well, that's still to be determined. And use the screen pass more and limit turnovers. We've seen that in the preseason as well.
We certainly have, and last year I felt like they were, in a sense, force-feeding the passing game. They went to Pittsburgh and played the Steelers, threw it 42 times in the first half of that game, trying to figure out how they're going to fit Julio Jones, Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, how it was all going to work together. This year, they've continued to work on the passing game with the Dirk Cutter influence, but I didn't feel that same force feed. I felt more like it was in the flow. They weren't going to run the ball as much in preseason, but they weren't worried about it. They still ran it enough to keep your attention.
Clock continues to move. 37 seconds left from Sun Life. Atlanta Falcons ready to get a win and end a preseason losing streak that they weren't happy about but not overly concerned with.
Mike Smith, 7 straight losses in the preseason is over. Because I know they were really concerned about that.
Their last win came here in Miami, and they're going to get it again. Final 10 seconds.
And maybe the fastest anyone will move tonight will be to the locker room after as this game ends.
2 seconds, 1 second, that's it. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Dolphins 23-6 as the rain continues to fall. A smile on Mike Smith's face as he talks to Joe Philbin. Joe's not smiling. He knows he's got a lot of work left.
But that's why he's here. And I think the Dolphins are in good hands with him.
Mike wanted the answers to some questions. He may have gotten them tonight. We'll be back after this.